into math lesson 18.1. Understand metric conversions. I can convert between any two metric units of liquid volume or mass. So like I told you guys the other day, basically in metric units, they measure them in units of 10. So we have learned how to divide by 10 or multiply by 10. All right, and then we loop either way. Well, they have this handy little box that goes from the largest unit to the smallest unit. Okay, and then basically what you're going to have to do is you need to decide which one you need to convert from and go to. And so remember, if we need to go from a larger to a smaller, we multiply. So we loop right, correct? Okay. If we need to go from a smaller to a larger, we divide. So we loop to the left. Okay. So compare grams. Oh, hold on. Step it up. Number one. The Brontosaurus was one of the smallest dinosaurs. It had a mass of about 3,630 grams. About how many kilograms was the mass? How can you use the conversion table to help you? Okay, so compare grams to kilograms. So we need to go from this to the kilograms, right? Okay, so how many factors? So first of all, what are we going through? Are we going from larger to smaller or smaller to larger? What unit? Smaller units to larger units means we're going to do what? Divide. Okay, so that means division, we would loop to the left. Okay, how many factors separate the grams from the kilograms? So I'm going to go up to my handy little box, and here the middle is the grams, right? And then the kilograms is over here. So how many boxes are those apart? 3. So 3 factors of 10, right? So that would be 10 to the third power, right? Okay. Or what else? What's 10 to the third power? 1,000, right? So how many grams are in a kilogram? So there's 1,000 grams equal 1 kilogram. To convert from grams to kilograms, are you converting from a smaller unit? Oh, I didn't see that they were going to ask us that. So we already answered that up here, right? Okay. So 3,630 grams. And then what did we say we would do? Divide by what? 10 to the third power, which is what? 1,000 equals. So I'm going to come down here and I'm going to loop 1, 2, 3 places to the left, right? So now my new decimal is 3.63. And do I have to put the 0? No. And then what is that? Kilograms. Oh, and it says what would you use? We'd use division, right? Okay. About how many kilograms was the mass? So about 3 63/100 of a kilogram. The largest wingspan for a dinosaur belonged to species. What was the wingspan in millimeters? What was the wingspan in kilometers? Okay, so they gave us our handy little box, right? Okay, they already put that it was 16 meters. So whatever your number is, the last digit goes in the label. Okay, so in this case it was 16 meters, so the 6 goes in the meter box. Does that make sense? Okay, so to convert the measure to millimeters, shift the decimal point to the location for a unit in millimeters. So we have meters here and we have millimeters over here. So if we're going from meters to millimeters, we are going from what? Are we going larger to smaller or smaller to larger? We are going to go larger to smaller. So we're going to do what? Multiply. So that means we're going to do what? Which way are we shifting the decimal point? To the okay. After shifting the decimal point write zeros as needed. Write the number of millimeters. What is the wingspan? So basically, we would shift this decimal point. So the decimal point's here. We need to shift it all the way over here. So I shifted it how many places? 3. So what do I need to put in there to hold my spot? 0. So I'm going to write 16 with 3 zeros behind it, right? Go back in and add a comma. And now what place are we at? What is this box? Millimeter. Okay. To convert the measure to kilometers, shift the decimal point. So basically, are we going larger to smaller this time or smaller to larger? We're going smaller to larger this time. So that means we're going to divide. So we're going to go to the left. Okay. And how many places to the right did we go up here? 3 places, right? Okay. To go, what do we need? Kilometers, right? How many places? So 1, 2, 3. Is that it? Nope, that's it, guys, because we hit kilometers. Okay. So how many places did we have to move? So to the left, 3 places, right? All right. Okay. So now I have my decimal here, correct? So I need to write 0 because I don't have anything in that kilometers box, right? Okay. Then I put my decimal. Then what do I do to hold my spot here? Because there's nothing there. Put a 0, and then I have the 1 and the 6, right? Okay. So I have the 16,000 of a what? Kilometer. Okay, do you see how the box helps us? Okay, now if we didn't still have the box, can we still loop when we figure out how many places we need to go? Yes, because we know that how many meters are in a kilometer? They're how many boxes apart? 3, right? So we know 1,000 meters equals 1 kilometer, right? And up here, we know that 1 meter equals what? How many boxes were they apart? 3. So that meant 1,000 millimeters, right? Okay, so we need to use the box to see how far they are apart, and then that tells you how many places to loop it to. Does that make sense? Okay. Check understanding number 1. The longest dinosaur measured 40 meters long. How many centimeters long was that dinosaur? So we have 40 meters long, right? Okay, and then they want to know how many centimeters. So flip back to your box, okay? Actually, let's do this. I could draw my own little box. So in my box, how many blanks do I need? How many sections do I need? How many did you have in your box, guys? 7, right? Okay, so in the middle, we have what? We have meters, liters, and grams. Okay, then over here, we have a decameter, we have a hectometer, and then we have a kilometer, right? Okay, then over here, we have a decimeter, we have a centimeter, and then we have a millimeter. Okay? Okay. And then technically deca is like this. I should probably so deca, just to help you guys. Okay. Alright, so how far are they apart? So we're going what? Larger to smaller or smaller to larger? Larger to smaller. So we're going to divide, okay? Now, 1 meter equals what? How many centimeters? How far apart are they? So here's our meter. How many boxes apart are they? 2. So 1 meter equals 100 centimeters. Okay, so if I did that, I would have my 40 meters and then my decimals right here. I need to loop at which place? Oh, we said divide, guys. We're not dividing, we're what? Multiplying. So you're looping to the right. So we need to loop to the right. How many places? 1, 2. And what do we do to put in there? Zeros to hold our spot. So now we have 4 with 3 zeros. And what's my label? Centimeters. Okay, next one, convert 37. What is that? Hectoliters to liters, right? Okay, so am I going larger to smaller or smaller to larger? So we can tell by, here's the hectometer up here, and then the liters here. So hectometer is what? Larger. So we're going larger to smaller, which means what? We need to multiply. So 1 liter equals how many, 1 hectoliter equals what? No, how many spots are these apart, guys? They're 2 spots apart, so that's a 1 with 2 zeros equals 100 liters. So, which way am I looping? To the right. So I have 37, and my decimal will be right here, and I need to go 1, 2 places, because we're doing times 100. And what do I do to put it in there? Add zeros. So my answer is 3,700 liters. Okay, number 3, centimeters to meters. So am I going smaller to larger or larger to smaller? Smaller to larger, so I'm going to divide. Okay, so 1 meter equals how many centimeters? I always write the bigger unit with the 1, right? Okay, and then the smaller unit you put with the what it is, right? So if I have a centimeter here and a meter here, how far apart are those boxes? 2 places apart. So 100 centimeters. Correct? Okay, we said we're going to divide, so I'm going to loop to the left. How many places? 2. So I'm going to go 1, 2, and my new answer is 2.619. And what's my label? Meters. Okay, so 9 3/4 is what is a decimal? 9 75 hundredths, right? That's also what that equals. Okay, so grams are right here. Milligrams is right there. So am I going larger to smaller or smaller to larger? Larger to smaller. So I'm going larger to smaller. So I need to multiply. Okay, so 1 gram equals how many milligrams? How far apart are those boxes? 3. So that means what? 1,000, right? So 1,000 milligrams. So I'm going to loop my decimal which way? Since I'm multiplying, I'm going to go to the right. How many places? 3. So 1, 2, 3. And what I do? Put in a 0 to hold my spot. So now my new numbers are 9,750. So 9,750 milligrams. Okay,